The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy Monday morning. Happy Labor Day to everybody. It's Labor Day, so we got a labor. Because this weekend in college football was pretty. It was manners. Oh, it was like taking a shower in milk and honey. It was wonderful. I was so jazzed up like everybody else. If you weren't watching the Penn State-Wisconsin game between the third and the fourth quarter and Jump Around came on and 100,000 people were just like, God damn, it's good to be alive. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
It ran the hairs up on the back of my neck. I was like, God damn, football can save the world.
I'm not gonna lie. I jumped around in my living room.
Yes.
I did. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I did it, and I'd do it again.
Oh, God, it's glad to have football back. And I'll be honest with you, for the last year, the one thing I have undersold in all of this is the absence of the fans.
Oh, yeah.
With the fans being gone, I was like, we never cared about the fans anyway. It's all about the football. We liked being able to hear shit down on the sidelines. That stuff was cool for a little bit. Oh, but it was like a breath of fresh air.
If you remember, as I was making betting picks, I told you, home field's gonna matter a lot.
Right.
And guess what? It did. A lot.
Right.
Even more than I thought it would.
Uh-huh. It meant a lot. And I think that was part of the reason. I think a lot of the football players were taken aback by it.
Oh, 100%. Hell, some of these guys have never been in a college football stadium with fans in it.
This is true, yeah. I mean, if last year was your freshman year, your first year, you weren't aware of these environments. And then it was so hyped because everybody was back and everybody was so happy to be back that the crowds were louder. It was just a ruckus environment. The players were enjoying it on the sidelines, but once they got out onto the football field, some of them didn't have too good of a time. Michael Whiteside says, damn, I didn't know y'all were going to be live this morning. I didn't either. I got a phone call at 8:30, and Jeremy was like, I love college football. Let's do a show. And I went, okay, let's do it.
Well, let me tell you how that actually went. I forgot that I said, we'll just do the afternoon show. And then I showed up, and he wasn't here, and I went, oh, wait. I think I did that wrong. I think I did a thing wrong where I forgot to say, hey, we don't get to take days off anymore because it's football season.
Right. Yeah, that was the plan. The plan was to just do the afternoon show today, and it's fine. But I'm more than happy to jump in the shower and get my ass across town to talk some football with you guys because it's the best part of my day, honestly. Don't tell my family.
They don't watch it.
They're not watching anyway.
I was going to say they're not watching anyway.
It's fine. Who cares? All right, so my number one question coming off of the weekend is, did Miami do everyone a disservice and make Alabama look better than they actually are? Or are the Crimson Tide literally going to roll over everyone they face this year?
It was that second one. It was not the first one.
Because that was the moment of the weekend. You were like, all right, we're going to find out. We're going to find out what Miami's made of.
Not much.
Not much.
By the way, I do need to say this just solely because I fucking loathe Miami. If you're down by 4 touchdowns in the second half, your social media team should probably take that, hey, look at our new turnover chain, and put it in its pocket and use that next week.
No, you got to have other things to get people excited about, because you're definitely not getting them excited about getting beat down by the #1 team in the country.
Oh, look, our new turnover chain. By the way, I have found the saddest moment in all of college football.
Okay.
So in the Alabama-Miami game, I can't remember the second running back's name, not Brian Robinson, but the other one.
Uh-huh.
Runs up the middle, 6-yard gain, whatever. Well, he fumbles, and a Miami player recovers it between his knees and never actually grabs it, and Alabama got it back. So he runs off like, ooh, a fumble, and they put the turnover chain on him, and then they had to take it back.
Yep.
That's the saddest moment in all of sports.
When they have to take
that is the I got left at the altar of college sports. Like, I'm going to need to take that back. Let's just put that back in its little case and and then, of course, Alabama goes right down and scores, and then the blowout was on.
Right.
Alabama is the best team in the country, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
There is not a 2, just so you know. I'll be putting out, or the two of us, we hadn't talked about this, but I have my top 25 that can only barely be affected by anything that happens tonight. If Ole Miss comes out and boat races Louisville, they might sneak into the backside of the top 25.
Right.
Other than that, it's set. It took me forever to figure out who 3 should be. Georgia was 2, no doubt. You had the best win of the weekend. So you have to be 2, in spite of the fact that your offense looked much like many of my friends trying to get laid in a bar. And just, hey, you want to touch it?
Hey.
Is that good?
Hey,
No.
Clemson's a good football team, and
Yeah, and can we stop? Can we stop with how bad Clemson is? Rob Johnson said Ohio State's 3. No, the fuck they're not. No, the fuck they are not. Clemson's 3. I'll just level with you. Clemson's number 3.
Yep.
And it took everything in my power to wrap around. God, Rob Johnson and I are completely on different pages today. He said Notre Dame sucks. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. It's Clemson's 3.
Yeah.
They're the 3rd best team in the country. Oklahoma should have lost to Tulane. Ohio State, if Ibrahim Muhammad doesn't, or Muhammad Ibrahim doesn't, I always want to say his name backwards for some reason.
I don't know.
If Muhammad Ibrahim doesn't go down, that's a much closer game at the end. Mm-hmm. I don't look at it. I look at both red teams that aren't Alabama and just go, I don't know how I feel about you. Like, man, if you'd played a team that was half-ass relevant, you'd probably be sitting at 0-1 right now.
Right.
I got to go to this Notre Dame sucks thing. No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't. They don't. And if you listen to our ESPN radio show, I told you there is a dark horse Heisman candidate that nobody's talking about, and his name is Jack Cohn. And now granted, this is stupid because it's one weekend. Mm-hmm. If I had to rank Heisman Trophy candidates right now, do you know how many would be in front of Jack Cohn for me?
2.
It's 1. It's Bryce Young, and that's it.
Really?
There's not another one. All right, best win of the weekend, Georgia. Did you give it to JT Daniels? No. There's not one. I literally sat down and did the ranking going, it's Cohn at 2. He was phenomenal, by the way. In spite of his best receiver having 10 thumbs for the vast majority of that game. Mm-hmm. Mailer is a guy that I really like, but good Lord, you had some horrid drops. And Joe Tessitore said, that might be the only drop he has all year. And I shit you not. 2 plays later, doop, there's 2. And then we got to 4. So, yeah.
Okay, so if Notre Dame's not that bad, then
Florida
how much
State's markedly better than you think they are. Markedly. Now, I got to zoom a camera in on this one because I need this explained real slow. Mike Norvell, if you could explain to me what it is that you saw that got you to start Jordan Travis, I'll listen. I'm going to call you a fucking moron at the end of it, but I'll listen to your theory. If you can't see which one of those 2 is better, you should be a high school physics teacher and not a college football coach, because Mackenzie Milton was light years ahead of Jordan Travis. And you know who knew that? Everybody, including me, on Twitter.
Well, they were worried about the leg. They were worried about how he would look coming out on the football field, those jitters, you know. I heard that a lot on social media throughout the first part of this game. People would ask the question, why? Why is Jordan Travis starting? I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's the thought process of Mike Norvell was just let's see what we got first. You found out what you got. Cause
it was flawed logic, whatever it was. And now Mackenzie Milton, that's going to be a story because he's going to start.
Yep.
He's the starter moving forward, no doubt.
Right.
And it was so good.
There were just so many times that you guys looked like you didn't know what the fuck was going on the field. Like missed snaps and shit like that. And I get
you still
first game
almost
jitters.
beat Notre Dame.
I get it. I understand.
I don't know who our center is, but he really needs to understand.
But I think that's what people...
You have one job.
But I think that's what people are looking at with Notre Dame. Notre Dame's supposed to be one of the top 10 teams in the country. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to be one of the threats to win the college football playoff. And they're going up against this team that looks at times like they don't know where they are. And you're in a dogfight to the end. You got to go to overtime to win it. That's why people are down on Notre Dame. Like, there is something wrong with this
So let me
team.
go with this. Don't know where they are. They had 442 yards offense against a damn good defense that, by the way, has my number 1 player in America. Kyle Hamilton is my new number 1, and I don't see him moving off that spot anytime soon. If you didn't see the second interception, you should go back and watch that. Because I haven't seen a safety do that since Sean Taylor, and I can easily say that. I went back and looked. Is there a safety that's ever had a play like that? Mm-hmm. The answer was no. In 10 years of doing this, going into my 11th year, I've never seen somebody do that. That kid is real, real good. Now, to what you're talking about with Florida State looked so bad. Uh-huh. It was mainly bad snaps. Mm-hmm. It's new offensive line, and it's kind of a funky system. I just don't put much into that. I saw a lot of that. It wasn't just Florida State.
Right.
There were a lot of teams that looked ragged. Oh, and by the way, here's the thing that nobody seemed to want to mention about the center. He's been working with 3 quarterbacks. One of them's 6'4", one of them's 5'11". That's a little different. And if you've never heard the 3 of them talk, the cadence is markedly different. So, okay. I mean, the kid got asked to do a lot. Now, trust me, I killed him as much as anybody because you got one damn job.
Right.
But still, Notre Dame is still very, very good. I think Notre Dame's top 6 team in the country.
Wow. Okay.
I do. I think they're a top 6 team in the country. And be real honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. Take what you saw this weekend. Tell me who they're going to lose to. Toledo, Purdue, Wisconsin, in Chicago. Cincinnati, that's the one people are going to say, and I'm going to laugh until I pee in my pants. At Virginia Tech, nope. But we'll get to that one in a minute. USC, North Carolina, who looked just. Navy, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Stanford. You tell me where the loss is.
That Wisconsin game will be tough.
I don't agree with you. You think that Clemson's offense looked bad? Wisconsin looked like they just met each other. Wisconsin's whole offense looked like they just got on the field and went, "Hi, guys.
Right.
Let's do this thing now."
I still think that's a good team. I'm not going overreaction.
I don't think it's an overreaction because Penn State's defense is not that good. It's good, and they fly around. Mm-hmm. I, honest to God, started to worry for Graham Mertz's health. I started worrying, like, you're going to get Dewey Coxed in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Like, the top half of your body and the bottom half are going to be laying separate at some point because he was getting demolished.
I was highly entertained with the Wisconsin-Penn State game. I looked at that game, and of course there were, of course it was, an exercise in futility for most of the football game. But that's kind of what Big Ten football is. And I think what?
Big Ten football's bad?
It's not bad.
Did we watch the same slate of games? You came in here talking about how bad the ACC sucks.
Yeah.
Can we be real honest about the Big 12? Or not the Big
10.
The Big 10?
Uh-huh.
What team from the Big 10 did you really go, yeah? It's Penn State. That's it.
Yeah.
Iowa. You know what? I'll give you this. I might have been wrong on Iowa. I was either wrong on Iowa or I'm wrong on Indiana. We'll know which one this week. I can already tell you that game's in the pick segment. I don't give a fuck what the number is.
All right. No, I looked at the Big Ten, and it's exactly what I expect them to be. Of just, the top teams like Michigan and Western Michigan. That was what it looked like. I mean,
I did love
that's what that game's supposed to look like.
I did love that Fox came in with, "Has Michigan finally found their quarterback?"
Oh, God.
Stop talking. They're playing against a team that has like 65 scholarship players.
You can't take anything away from that.
Eat it. Curtis Davis said no, bad as the Pac-12 North. That's the first +2 of the week.
Yep.
Because good God. Do you know what the Pac-12 North was combined?
No.
1-5. With a loss to Montana. Washington State lost to somebody that it pissed me off that I didn't bet it. And I can't remember now who it was.
Utah State.
I
did.
You had Utah State?
I did have Utah
State.
Good for
fucking you.
I had Utah State. I had Fresno State.
I don't want to talk
I lost
about
a lot of the big ones, but I hit on some of the little ones.
I don't want to talk about Fresno State. That's one I didn't bet, and I literally want to go back and kick bone ass.
Because it all started with Carolina. Carolina did hit on Georgia. Fucking Notre Dame. God almighty. I was so convinced that at least they were going to win by a damn touchdown.
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
No,
You knew within seconds that was not going to go that way. LSU, Jesus Christ. UCLA's pretty damn good.
By the way, for those of you that played in the play action polls, there are a couple games that they got wrong. So the standings will be correct, hopefully later on in the week.
All right.
It's in beta. Just remember, it's in beta.
It's in beta. It's not going to be perfect. The ACC, though, to me was just, I mean, it's an embarrassment when you have a team come out that's in the top 10 and they play like they did on Friday night at Blacksburg. I mean, it was
we're talking about Carolina now?
I mean, we have to.
I already told you, if you ask me this, I'm going to be honest.
Everything was so damn disappointing of just the offensive line can't block nobody. The play calling is god-awful.
Yeah, they should have left Phil Longo in Blacksburg.
There was one at one point in the ball game where Sam Howell had 5 completions and been sacked 5 times. And then further into the game, he had thrown the ball just 11 times and ran the ball 11 times. Now, a lot of that had to do with the fact that he was running for his fucking life. But that offensive line is bad. And at the end of the game, they still had a chance. But Sam, buddy, love you, mean it. You can't throw that ball. I mean, that's the one conversation that you got to have after that game is, dude.
No. There's a conversation you got to have after that game. It ain't that.
Dude, we got timeouts. Why the hell are you throwing that ball?
Sam was running for his life.
Uh-huh.
It was an absolute joke. And you know who I blame? I blame one person.
Who's that?
Mac Brown. This is on you, big dog, because this RP. Hold on. I'm going to go nuts about this, and my wife knows exactly what I'm about to say because I've said it all fucking weekend long.
Okay.
Can we stop with this RPO shit? Can we stop? Because none of you do it well. None of you. I can count on one hand. The Kansas City Chiefs do it well. Oregon does it vaguely well. There are a few other teams that do the, I'm going to throw it, I didn't hold it, and then it, 9 times out of 10, it's an ineligible man downfield. I bet I saw that call 50 times this weekend.
Yep.
It was all Carolina ran. If you remember, I used to get the Jamie Newman thing. I crushed him coming to the pre-draft process. Why? Because you could do one thing. It was the same play over and over and over again. All you do is change the route tree. And I got news for you. We figured it out. We have figured it the fuck out. The RPO is dead in college football because we figured it out. Because all we have to do is seal the edge, and now your quarterback's sitting here like, oh, what the fuck do I do? And you've got 3 routes that are running so they release so far downfield that the linemen are blocking on a run play. No good can come of it. I watched 10,000 plays of college football this weekend. I didn't see it work well, not one time. Stop fucking doing it, especially if you have a good quarterback. If you've got a Sam Howell level quarterback, that play should not be in your playbook.
Right.
Because it is an absolute fucking fallacy that works. Who are you fooling? Because here's how defensive coaches have started coaching that. Corner, if your guy runs at you and does not try to touch you in any way, he's running a route. Mm-hmm. So now the corner just never bites on it, ever. If you hand it off, every once in a while the guy can get to the outside. But the bad thing is that your tight end's running a route almost invariably. The tackle's blocking like it's a run play. So you got somebody trying to pull, which means somebody is barreling down through the middle of that defense. Virginia Tech did this 10,000 times. Mm-hmm. One way to beat it, send the middle linebacker every time. And they did it on every fucking play because you cannot hand it off. And Sam kept doing it, and your offense just looks deceased.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing in all of football. And this is just like the Wildcat. You remember when the Wildcat was the gimmicky thing? Because, we have an extra blocker. No, you don't. Because you have a quarterback standing out here that's doing not a fucking thing. Guess what? Smart coaches figured that out. Smart coaches have figured out the RPO. Stop fucking doing it.
North Carolina.
That felt so good.
Good for you. North Carolina's offense could not get anything working against Virginia Tech, and it was just, like you said, it was penalty after penalty. It was Sam running for his life. It was just god awful. And, in pure Mac Brown fashion, he comes off at the end of the game. He's like, well, I guess we were overrated.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
100% you were. Your defense
you definitely
sucks.
were.
I mean, just straight up, your defense sucks.
There's
nobody for Carolina that should walk away from that game going, yeah.
Right.
I mean, Sam Howell.
Josh Downs. Josh Downs comes out of it going,
couple drops.
I saved us.
He had a couple drops. He shouldn't feel great. He didn't do shit in the first half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was nothing about that you walk away from and go, yeah, that. Let's be happy about that. But here's the bright side. Nobody in your division did anything either.
Mm-hmm. Duke loses to Charlotte, which did make me feel a little bit better.
Had Charlotte money line.
Yeah, it made me feel a little bit better about Carolina losing. Georgia, I stared
Georgia
so
Tech.
long.
Oh my God!
I stared so long at that Northern Illinois Georgia Tech game, going, Georgia Tech's not great, and they could lose this game. And of course, I didn't do it, and it hit 22-21.
I had Georgia Tech. It didn't go well. Mistakes were made.
Yeah. To me, the ACC is bad. First off, Clemson's not that bad. They lost to the best damn defense in the country in Georgia.
Yeah, the overreaction on Clemson's comical.
There's no shame in what happened at Bank of America Stadium for Clemson. Mm-hmm. Now, Notre Dame or Florida State, I think they proved that they're better than we all thought they were. They're not.
The front half of that defense is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for Jermaine Johnson, by the way.
You're welcome.
That was the greatest gift you could have ever given me.
You're welcome.
Because that's the first legitimate pass rusher I've seen Florida State have, other than Brian Burns, in 10 years.
Right. Miami getting trounced definitely didn't help anything. And other than that, I mean, what do you have in the ACC? It's a bunch of overrated programs is how everybody's going to come out of this weekend.
And see, I disagree with you. I saw a couple teams that are better than I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Boston College is going to be a fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
You just remember I said that. Because they play a few teams that I can guarantee you that the number is going to be off on. Like, I don't know, Missouri in 3 weeks. Missouri's probably going to be a favorite in that game, and they shouldn't be. And I'm going to level with you. If I'm Clemson, I'm looking at Boston College coming down here going, ooh, buddy, we're going to have to figure some shit out because that team can score. Phil Jurkovich is a man. NC State's better than we thought they were.
Are they, though?
They beat the hell out of South Florida.
Oh, man, and
I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying they looked efficient.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, they look like the usual good NC State football team. Then they'll end up 8-4 at the end of the season, and they'll be 3 games behind in the Atlantic.
How many ranked teams do you have in the ACC?
How many ranked teams?
Mm-hmm. How many teams that are top 25 in the country do you have in the ACC?
4, 5.
I have 6.
6? Okay.
NC State should be ranked. Clemson, Florida State, Miami, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Those 6 teams are 6 of the top 25 teams in the country. And before you tell me I'm wrong, I really need you to understand that Utah is in the back half of this poll.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I learned in week 1. We got Alabama that's real good.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 8 other teams that I think are contenders for the college football playoff. I don't think not one of them can screw with Alabama. Not one. And then you have 120 grossly flawed college football teams.
Mm-hmm.
Name me a team you feel good about right now. Like, no doubt, that team is awesome.
In all of college football?
Mm-hmm.
Alabama.
There you go. Name one other than that. Name one other than that you don't go, but that you don't go, but immediately.
Yeah.
There ain't one. I'll settle it for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one. Clemson's offense looked bad. Georgia's offense looked bad. And now, granted, I think that's a lot of that is because of how good the defenses were.
Thank you.
It was canceling each other out.
Thank you.
Texas A&M played nobody. Oklahoma should have lost to Tulane at home after they literally had to run for their lives because their city got decimated by a hurricane. You still should have lost to them. Ohio State was not overly impressive against Minnesota. They couldn't stop Muhammad Ibrahim at all. Notre Dame, hell, they struggle with Florida State. I think that's less of a thing than most people do. I'm also a Florida State fan, and I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a little hope there.
Right, but is that a top 10 team? Is the question.
Notre Dame?
Yeah,
absolutely. Notre Dame's a top 6 team. You will not find 10 teams that are better than Notre Dame.
Right.
And I dare you to do it. Because you're going to get to Texas real fast.
Right.
Fox just put out their top 25. Texas was 6.
Jesus.
And everybody and their brother was killing them for it. And I went, I don't know that I disagree. I don't have them that high, but I have them at 10.
Yeah.
This is just there's a lot of teams that I wasn't overly impressed with.
Adam Black asks, how does Clemson get there now?
Win.
After win the ACC.
Yeah, just don't lose a game.
That's all you got to do. We just talked about how horrible we think the SEC or the ACC is now after week 1. That's all you got to do. Just
win and be impressive. They won't be less than a 2-touchdown favorite in any game they play for the rest of the year. Most of them, they'll be 4-touchdown favorites. South Carolina State, Georgia Tech that just lost to Northern Illinois, at NC State, Boston College back-to-back. That's not going to be a fun 2-week stretch. But then you go at Syracuse, at Pittsburgh, Florida State, which will be less than fun, but they can't score with you. At Louisville, Connecticut, Wake Forest, at South Carolina. That's the rest of their schedule. This team will go 11-1 standing on their head.
Yep.
And then go into whoever they wind up playing in the ACC that comes out of the Coastal, whether it's Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech, and they'll beat the hell out of whoever it is. And that's how they get there.
Yeah. It doesn't worry me that Clemson lost. Again, they lost to one of the best defensive teams in the country. Did the offense look great? No, it didn't. Do they have the studs to beat down on lesser teams? Absolutely.
Jonathan Welch said Clemson, NC State in the ACC title game. Can't beat the two of them because they're in the same division.
No, they're going to have to. They will face off against North Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech, one of those 3.
Which none of those is going to be real fun. Adam Black said, but what's their key win? I got news for you. You're not going to that slew of undefeated teams, you're not going to have it. Oklahoma will lose a game. I said it before the season, and I'll say it now. Spencer Rattler is not good. I don't know why people get duped by him. I have no idea. He can beat the shit out of a bad defense. Good defenses, yeah, he does exactly what he did against Tulane. First pass of the game, horrid interception. I mean, horrid. And I'm going to level with you. If any NFL GM can with a clear conscience, take that guy number 1, they should be fired immediately. Because you're not good at this. Like, if you can't see the flaws in his game, you're not good at this.
I don't believe in Spencer Rattler. I never have.
I don't know what quarterback. I believe in Sam. I do still believe in Sam. I believe in the talent. I believe he was put in a god-awful situation.
Yeah. I come off the same way of just – but I don't know if that's just because I like him. Because he's my quarterback. He's the best thing that Chapel Hill's ever had. But I don't I don't think you can fully blame him for everything that went down. Did he make bad decisions? Absolutely. Does he make bad decisions on a routine basis? I'd say every other game.
Most quarterbacks do.
Yeah, every other game there's one section where you look at it and go, was your head really locked into that one? Because I don't know that you made the right call there. And especially at the end of the game, it looked like an underclassman panic move, which is not something you want to see from your junior leader Heisman Trophy candidate.
He was put in not a position to succeed. He got hit 1 billion times.
Right. But the landscape of college football, Clemson doesn't have to have the signature win to get in. All you got to do is win your damn conference. You're part of the ACC. You're going to get into the college football playoff regardless.
Because there's not a team from the Pac-12 that can get in. Straight up. There's not. I don't know if you saw something that I didn't. And by the way, can we stop with the Ohio State's going to lose to Oregon shit? Because no, they're not. No, No, they're not.
UCLA? UCLA's the new flavor of the month.
Yeah, UCLA can't throw.
Do they have to, though?
Yes, to beat high-level teams.
They may not have to beat the Pac-12.
Adam Black said hot take Joe Brady to LSU at the end of the year. I can't tell you who's going to take that job, but I can tell you who's not going to have that job. Go Tigers. Did you see him threaten a fan?
No.
He was walking in. Ed Orgeron is one of those guys that I think I'd really like to drink beer with, but I'm not so sure I want him coaching my college football team. He was walking into the stadium, and some UCLA fan was screaming at him. And he said, "Bring your ass down here in your sissy blue shirt."
Your sissy blue shirt.
Sissy blue shirt. Yeah, that's the thing Ed Orgeron said.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not the most politically correct human on earth, but I heard that and went, that wouldn't play well damn near anywhere else.
It's damn sure not going to play well in LA.
It's not as bad as Brian Kelly talking about taking his team out behind the stadium and shooting them, but I heard that and I instantaneously went, I know what you were going for. I know what your goal was.
I loved it.
I know where you were headed with that. Unfortunately, you fucked it up just a hair.
People take things too damn literal these days.
Did you see his reaction when he got asked about it?
Everybody knew exactly what he was saying. Everybody trying to make a big deal out of what he was saying are dumb. Oh, the football coach talking about killing his players. Well, I mean, did you watch football? Do you understand it? All football people understand it. We don't actually mean take them out and shoot them behind the barn. Yeah, I mean, we want to take that part of their game and take it out and shoot it behind the barn. Did you hear his quote when he was asked about it?
No. I heard him say it, and I immediately said, that is not going to end well because you did not do that correctly. He was asked about it in the press conference. He said, it's an old John McKay quote. I was kidding. It was tongue-in-cheek. It wasn't funny. I was talking and making a joke about it. It was taken serious. Are you people crazy? I don't disagree with you, but it was so predictable that it was going to happen.
It's just, I had no room. I have no room in my life right now for detractors of what just happened over the weekend in college football. We got back a piece of our country that has not been operating at the same level.
I mean, who would be detracting from it?
No, I'm saying all these people that want to make it about other things, like fucking, the blue check marks on social media talk about, oh my God, look at all the people. Look at that COVID. Oh my God. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, Rex.
We don't give a fuck. Rex Chapman, go fucking jump off a bridge. Please, get back on meth, do something else. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck.
Is Rex Chapman on meth?
Yeah. Wasn't that his whole thing? Like,
I didn't know that.
He disappeared and got in trouble, legal trouble, and all that. Yeah, yeah.
That would have been good to know when he was calling me an asshole.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. I think
somebody in the comments, hell, I'll go back and start it up again. I don't give a shit.
Was he not? Yeah, did he not have a Ryan Leaf period?
He got his life. Yeah, he said something to me because he and Clay Travis were going back and forth. Of course, because that's what they do.
Of course,
that's what they do. That is why they are popular. And I'm going to be honest with you. From a content perspective, I like them both. The politics shit, I don't give a flying fuck what either of them think about politics. I don't care. Clay Travis at least has a politics show. So I get why you're doing it. Rex Chapman, and he posted, so it's because Chapman posted the Virginia Tech crowd like, it's a super.
Yeah.
Fuck off, okay? You keep that shit to yourself.
Right.
I swear to you, I'm to the point of like Twitter, you can have it. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't want it because I get into fights more often. I get into so many fights on Twitter, and it takes so much of my life.
Why do you even bother to respond?
Because it pisses me off. I can't stand stupid people thinking they got one over on me. I had some dumb shit. His profile picture was a cartoon. That's the only thing I remember.
Right.
That kept saying, "Oh, you're not witty," and then literally, I shit you not, his response to witty was making a pee joke out of my Twitter handle because I work for ESPN. That was his witty. Good for you, 6-year-old.
It's funny.
Yeah, your profile picture's a cartoon and you made a pee joke. Okay, you're 6. go fucking get your mom to make you a Hot Pocket, you fucking booger eater.
No, I wasn't having any of it. I don't care. You can go fuck off, fly a kite with all that stuff. I'm not listening to it. To me, this was a weekend for growth. This is a weekend to come back together and realize that, you know what, the world isn't broken. And we're all not as divided as we think we are. Because, like Jeremy said, I mean, he's a man who, he doesn't get down very much. Isn't that, he's not the kind of guy that's just going to start dancing in a club. But he goddamn was jumping in his living room.
I was.
When Jump Around came on between the third and the fourth quarter of that Wisconsin-Penn State game. And I wanted to with every part of my soul, but I thought I might break through the floor in my new house. And I paid a lot for that damn thing, and I'm not going to break it. But I wanted to. I really wanted to. And I think everybody who just wants to focus on other things,
just go somewhere.
Just go else. Be somewhere. We'll
you want to be
we'll
scared?
Block you on social media. Y'all go do your thing, and we'll go our thing.
If that's what you want to do, more power to you.
Right.
But I'm Seacrest out on.
Right. And the same thing with people trying to take offense at what a college football coach says immediately after his team just struggled to beat a team that many people thought they were going to just spank.
Boat race?
Just spank them. And they didn't.
Oh, by
they
the
had
way,
to struggle. They won in overtime, and coach was like, you know what? I need to kill this roster.
I'd be remiss if I didn't point out I had Florida State in the money line.
Good for you.
I was so close.
That was my biggest bet of the weekend, was Nebraska covering the spread. And this is why.
Fordham?
No, I meant. Did I say Nebraska?
You said Nebraska, yeah.
I meant Notre Dame. I don't know why I said Nebraska. No, because I give a fuck less about Nebraska.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you watch more than 10 seconds of Nebraska Fordham, you did football right.
It was just great to have the atmosphere back in college football. And we'll continue the discussion this afternoon on the ESPN Asheville Show, the Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene, 3 to 5 every weekday afternoon, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We do want to encourage everybody to get back with the competition for a cause, or get in on the competition for a cause. Best ball leagues for charity, proceeds going to Eblin Charities. We've got the links to every best ball league in the description of this video. There are the 3 different levels that you can get in on, the $20 starter package, the $50 Pro Bowl level, and the $100 Hall of Fame level. We're so proud that everybody has embraced this already, and we've gotten as many signups as we do. But of course, we want to raise as much money as possible for the St. Nicholas Project through Eblin Charities.
We need like 4 signups on every one of those tiers. Because we've got another league that's just about filled for every one of them, and then we will draft them out. And we're going to keep doing things with DraftKings. You'll see a lot of new stuff in the coming days. Today's not a working day for most people. So, we wanted to come in here and talk about college football. And we have some other things to get ready for tomorrow. And
right.
We have big things going on over the next few days. So. One of which I'm really ready to be able to say out loud. It's really starting to piss me off that I can't.
Starting to eat you alive.
It is.
Because every person that you meet, you want to tell them, but you just can't.
You're going to be seeing our faces a lot. Whiteside asked if we need to fill them before Thursday. Ideally, we'd like to fill them before Thursday. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. We can go all the way through week 2 if people want to get in them and things like that. So. We're going to make it work one way or the other. If we have to jump in them, and we'll be in a few of them. We'll jump in them if we have to.
Yep.
Just to make sure they fill, but they will be drafted by Wednesday.
Right.
The ones that, if you're already in, your leagues will be drafted by Wednesday.
Right. We'll keep pubbing this out. If you guys pump it out to your friends as well, if you're in and you think they, if they're down for helping kids have a good Christmas, which everybody should be, and if they're not, maybe you need to change your friends list. Help us spread the word and get it out there, because like we said, we would love to be able to give a big check to Eblin Charities through the competitions for a cause. Andy, do you have any other notes on what transpired over the weekend?
I have a lot.
That we need to get to now that we're not gonna,
You don't want to blow you don't want to shoot your wad early this morning.
I mean, I want to shoot my wad every time I can.
No. I mean, you gotta save it for the afternoon.
I'm going to keep maintaining. Mm-hmm. Cornerback play has gotten really, really bad. Mm-hmm. I didn't see one high-level corner all weekend long. No one. Derek Stingley, but UCLA never threw, so it didn't matter. Cornerback play is very, very, very bad. Michael Whiteside asked, Josh Norman signed with the 49ers. My take on that, I mean, it's an incentive-based deal. I mean, can he be a rotational player for them? Sure.
Is he going to be? Is he
going to be the Josh Norman he was in Carolina?
No.
He'll be your third corner. He can play on the outside. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good depth signing. Rob Johnson said Zach Martin's out for the Cowboys game. I'm glad you brought that up because there's something that I'm going to tell you this is going to be a problem, and you just mark my words that I said it. I haven't heard anybody else say this, but I thought it all weekend long. I saw a shitload of guys that are playing this week at their college. Mm-hmm. That was an error in judgment. Just remember I said it. There will be somebody that tests positive off that. You just mark my words.
Yep.
There will be somebody. I'm hoping to hell it's not Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. But there will be somebody that tests positive off of that. And then it's going to, all the blue check marks are going to lose their shit.
We got to lock them down. We got to lock them down. Can't let them go out. I saw Trevor was at the Clemson game.
Oh, hell, there were about 9,000 Alabama players at the Miami game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just telling you it's going to happen. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. I'm just telling you it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So this first week is going to be a little awkward.
Right. Zach Martin being out for the Dallas Cowboys, though, to me that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah, it moves the line a whole half point.
And if you are already worried about Dak Prescott, you should be more worried now.
I'm not.
You should be.
I'm not.
You should be. Look, I get it, but that was the one thing that when that game was announced, I went, "Are you shitting me?" Dak Prescott, who just got his leg broken in half, is going to have to face that pass rush on the week one, first game back.
You do realize that he's at no more added risk to re-injure that than you or I are.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I've always laughed at people that do that. Like, oh, he's going to break it again. It's not like it's held together with fucking popsicle sticks. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's been rehabbing the thing for 9 months. So I'm not worried about any of that any more than I would be otherwise. Now, do I worry about you having a little bit of a case of the yips? Not really. I mean, it's Dak Prescott. He knows how to throw a fucking football. I'm not overly worried about it. He's got the best receiving core in the NFL by a mile.
Okay.
I'm just not worried about it. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter that his all-pro guard is now going to miss that game.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was the fact that he screwed his leg up last year doesn't mean jack shit. It's a story that people make a story out of. Mm-hmm. Name me the last guy that blew his knee out and then immediately did it again. I'll wait. It's good it doesn't happen. Because it's a stupid narrative that people in the media put out, and it pisses me off to no end. Mm-hmm. It's not like these guys just learned to walk. It's not like a baby calf that just squirted out of the mother and is trying to find their damn feet. No, you've rehabbed it for 10 months. I think he's just fine. Now, in terms of Zach Martin, it hurts Zeke more than it hurts Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid they will not be able to run a greasy peg up a cat's ass. So that makes me a little nervous. But any gambler in the comments, and we have a slew of them, will tell you there's not a player in the NFL that's not a quarterback that will move a line by more than a point. Mm-hmm. And there's not a guard in the NFL that will move one by more than half a point. So I'm not overly worried about it.
It may not move the spread, but to me it sways the minds of people more than anything else. Anyway, we'll have more coverage of Week 1 in college football coming up this afternoon on ESPN FM, 880 AM and 1400. Locally, of course, you can hear us everywhere and live or on demand on the iHeartRadio app through the ESPN Asheville page. The Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene.
Hold on, I got to say this. Adam Black said Thomas Davis did it back-to-back. You're right. And then he played 8 seasons in a row and missed a grand total of 6 games.
Yep.
So, and if I remember correctly, Thomas Davis did it to both knees. Mm-hmm. That's actually more of a risk because you put so much pressure on the other one during the rehab because you can't walk on it.
Actually, I thought it was 3. Didn't he have 1 in college?
Oh, he did it, and then he did it 2 times in a row. He did it 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Because he missed all of 2010 after he had hurt himself in 2009, and then he missed 2011 too.
Right.
So he had 2 catastrophic knee injuries. By the way, if there was a drinking game for that word last night, you would be legally dead.
Catastrophic?
Yeah, if there was a catastrophic knee injury drinking game with Joe Tessitore and Mackenzie Milton last night, T's and P's, because whoever played that is legally dead now.
Right.
He said that about 60 times. I love Joe Tessitore.
Joe Tessitore is the guy who likes to make things sound grander than maybe they actually are. I love him. I think he's one of the best in football.
He's very good, but number 1 is decided, and it's not close.
In college football?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
It's Gus Johnson. No, it's not even close. It's not even debatable.
I think that's just because you played so many Madden games with him on it.
He only commentated Madden a couple times. Mm-hmm. But no, that has nothing to do with it. I love the emotion. You know, and the voice is so good. Watching Wisconsin and Penn State as he was commentating, it was just, I mean, he built up jump around for 3 damn quarters.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. God, I love hearing him call football games.
Gus Johnson, number 1 in college football.
I would say Kirk Herbstreit's too. I like Herbstreit a lot.
Mm-hmm. Joe Tessitore, he's
Joe
at the top
Tess
of the
is
list.
up there.
He's at the top of the list.
I kind of wish they wouldn't put him with Greg McElroy, who is really smart, but my God. Oh, by the way, I have to say this too.
Okay.
Kane Brown has the personality of a locked door. Can we stop putting guys like that in the pick segment on game day? Did you see that shit?
No.
Holy God. Lee Corso did more research on Kane Brown songs than Kane Brown knew about college football. He picked 12 games, and I don't think he could name you one player off any of them.
Hot.
It was every time they went to, Desmond Howard would give this great, Florida State's going to keep it close with Notre Dame, but I'm going to take Notre Dame to cover, and then to go to Kane Brown and he'd go, Notre Dame. And he just stared at the camera like, I don't know what else to do.
He couldn't even come up with one thing to say.
He looked like Ricky Bobby in his first interview, like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Just put them down.
You can't even I mean, have you ever seen the movie, Rudy? I'm taking Notre Dame. That would have been better analysis.
It was bad. Adam Black asked, does Lane Kiffin being out tonight affect the line? It did by like a point, and I think that's an error in judgment. I really do. Not having Lane Kiffin is going to be a bad deal. I just don't know that Louisville can score with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know that. I mean, for me, I'm going to jump on Ole Miss. Minus 9.5. I'm not overly scared because I don't think Louisville can score with them.
Wow.
They're way better than Louisville.
That's a big number, though.
It's not that big a number. I laid 19.5 on Alabama, and it didn't even think about it, not nary a time.
It didn't hurt that they were playing Miami either, did it?
And I think it's funny how over Miami fans are just crazy people. And I mean, I say that as a Florida State fan. They're just all nuts. Like, what the hell did you think was going to happen? Did you really think you were going to come in and hang with them?
Oh, yeah.
Then you're dumb.
They thought they'd be able to come in there and be within, it's a 1-score game.
You're the 3rd best team in your own conference.
And we got De'Aaron King, and he can do all the magical things. That's just that they're crazy. They believe that they are that good.
Oh, by the way, if you can still find such things for futures, you should probably have a future on Bryce Young to win the Heisman because I like his chances a lot.
Yeah. He was the one quarterback that I thought.
Wait, Kelvin, are you a Miami fan? Please, all right. I only know 2 Miami fans around here, and they are both delusional, crazy people who actually were willing to take Miami straight up against Alabama, and that is insanity. I need a rational. All right, Kelvin is a rational Miami fan. Did you really think that was going to go any other way? Honestly, just be 100% honest with yourself. Maybe you thought you were going to keep it a little closer, but really? You, honest to God, thought that was going to go another way? Mm-hmm. That was, to me, the layup bet of the week. That's why I didn't give the pick out.
Right.
When we did picks on the ESPN show, I didn't even give that game out because I thought it was a layup. Not because Miami's bad, but because every team in America is going to be a 14-plus point dog to them.
Yeah. Kelvin Joyner says he was just hoping that they could keep up with their speed.
And that's rational. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Bubba Bolden being out of the game didn't help shit. It hadn't gone particularly well up until that point. But speed-wise, I don't think they outspeeded you. I think they out-schemed you. I didn't look. I've heard a lot of, Miami sucks, and I don't agree with that at all.
No.
If you told me right now Miami wins the Coastal, the ACC, I wouldn't be shocked in the least.
Nope.
You got to beat Carolina and you got to beat Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's not as good as they looked either.
No.
Just remember I said that.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Which is why every Tar Heel fan this morning is waking up and going, mother. Missed an opportunity.
Alex Center said, I don't know, the dude just literally ran past him. Yeah, that's because apparently we forgot how to use safeties in college football. I've bitched about this all weekend long. Mm-hmm. If I see one more zero blitz, I swear to you, my brain is going to sneak out of my ear hole. I've already wiped blood out of my ear 3 times from screaming. That's what a safety's for. I've seen one team use a safety appropriately. Unfortunately, it was against my team.
Right. Again, we'll have more this afternoon on ESPN Asheville. Everybody have a great Labor Day, and we'll see you on the radio side.